Hi there, welcome back. How are you today? So there's something trying to come up in regards to our beautiful gifts. For those of us who have psychic abilities or mediums, healers, all of you out there with these incredible, spiritual gifts. So bear with me with this message today because there's a few things trying to come through. One of the things is I know from the past lifetime regressions that I've had over the last few years that for many of us, we've been persecuted over many lifetimes for our beautiful gifts, persecuted in the sense of death, like we've died in that lifetime because we've tried to bring our beautiful gifts forward, to serve others, and they just weren't received in that way. So I know for many of us in this lifetime, we hold back because that fear is still in our system. We haven't released that yet. Something else that was coming up, and it was reminding me of when I first started Reiki. I was doing the Reiki healing, and originally I thought that's what it was. For me, anyway. I know there are many out there that do Reiki, that do it as healing. Their intention is healing. With time, for me, I realized it wasn't about healing. For me, it was about retrieving information, to pass on of where people can do their own healing. This is what's, blocking, or this is what's in the way of them moving forward. So Reiki turned out to be that for me. But when I first started, this was what was coming up for me. Before I started doing all the distance healings and receiving all these confirmations of what I was seeing, because I didn't realize that the visions I was having were real, I was doing the course and I was really fascinated with the whole idea of Reiki healing, energy healing. And I hadn't seen energies yet, but I remember thinking, how can I charge for this? People aren't going to believe that this works. People aren't going to believe that this is real, or if it doesn't work, they're going to want their money back, or, all this stuff was going on in my head with Reiki healing when I first started it. I want to bring all this up because I want it to come up in you as you're hearing it. Things will come up. So you can share in the comments, or send me an email if things come up that you want to talk about. So all of that was coming up for me, that who would want to pay for this? It's not tangible. It's not like when you go to a doctor and a doctor gives you a tablet and you can feel the tablet taking effect. It's making you feel better, even if it's just to relieve the pain, and that's all it's doing. This is something that you can't see, well, with your physical eyes anyway. Okay, let's leave that out because I do see the energies. But originally when I started doing Reiki healing, I wasn't there yet. But I was having all these thoughts of how can I charge for this? People aren't going to believe that this works. And I'm going to have all these objections. Now, what I want to bring forward here is that when these objections come up, when people do attack us for our gifts, or, they come up with, oh, this isn't real, or I don't believe in, my husband doesn't believe. He's constantly making fun of Reiki, and he calls it raking, like a rake. He calls it raking. And so he's constantly making fun of it in his way because he knows that I don't take anything personal. It's like, it's his belief and he's entitled to that. He doesn't have to believe in anything. So, I'm quite happy with him not believing in it. I don't care because I'm not here to convince him of anything, But all those objections, when people come up and they bring all these things up, they're bringing up what's inside of you. They're mirroring you, whatever fear, whatever doubts are in there that you already have, they're bringing that out for you. So always have gratitude, If you're feeling that you're being attacked, perhaps, like I said before, it's a past lifetime where you have been persecuted, and it's just an echo of that. It keeps coming up for you to release it, for you to heal it, for you to let it go. It's still in your system. We keep all of this energetically still in our system, And I remember most of the first confirmations I had doing the Reiki distance healings was with this beautiful lady in Montreal. And I remember with her, there were so many confirmations. You know, she would send me all these messages and I would be like, that was exactly what I saw, you know, or that was exactly the message I received. The words, even the words would be exactly the same, you know. And she wasn't the only one, but she was the one that I had the most confirmations, the strongest confirmations in the beginning. And then one day she just flipped out. You know, this lady was like, oh, this is, you know, she kind of started like, oh, this is wrong. You know, it's we should stop doing this, you know. And I was like, okay. And at the time, it was her fear coming up, you know, of there's all these fears about working with the spiritual world, all these fears of negative energies or negative entities that can come in and do all this harm, or, you know, all this sort of stuff was coming up for her, for this lady. And so she was like, oh, you know, I want to stop doing this now. I don't want to keep doing it. But at the time, perhaps there was also fear in me, you know, that we're working with energy and, you know, all of this stuff was coming up. And then shortly after that, I had a session where these dark entities did come in, you know, and I was like, I wasn't sure whether to continue or not, because there was this yucky energy coming in that I just didn't know how to deal with. And then I realized after I was shown that this was this person's fear, you know, that sometimes there is darkness. And I was tested to see if I was strong enough to, you know, pursue it, to keep going, or if I was just going to give up with the Reiki sessions. But at the time, I knew, because there had been a couple of sessions before that where my team didn't allow me to do a session. For whatever reason, in one session, there was a huge wall that went straight up in front of me. And I was told, no, I wasn't to do that session that day. And the other person was really disappointed when I told them, you know, that I wasn't allowed to do it for whatever reason. The person was like, oh, you know, I really wanted to have that session today. But anyway, and that was, with that person, it was the one time I just wasn't allowed. And then I never, you know, tried again with that person for whatever reason. My team just didn't let me in, you know. And that's happened twice. So I know that if there is something that I'm not meant to be doing, they just don't let me in, you know, or they protect me. Maybe they were protecting me from something. I don't know. But I had a strong sense it had to do with them, that I wasn't to interfere or be in that at all. That wasn't my place, so to speak. That's what I understood from that session. So many times for us as healers, as, you know, we have these gifts. What is coming up for us because it's inside of us. There's doubts about our gifts. There's fears about our gifts that are inside of us trying to come out. And so Spirit will send you people that make you feel like you're being attacked. They'll send you people that will bring up this fear of, you know, should I be doing this? Is this, you know, all of these things, all of these doubts will come up, and it will be brought to you from the beings outside of you, because it's inside of you. And they're just bringing this up. They're just serving your experience. They're bringing it up for you to look at it. Well, where is this coming from? Why is this fear here? You know, is it from past lifetimes where I've been destroyed so many times for trying to bring forward my gifts? You know, and that's still in your system. Is it still in there? Or have you resolved? You know, for me, I always feel completely protected by my team. I never feel a fear of, I know that if I'm not meant to be doing it, they will tell me, don't do it. You know, they guide. I don't push anything. You know, if someone asks me for a Reiki session, I'll do it with all the best intentions. But if my team says no, then there's nothing I can do. There's a reason for that no. And I've learned to trust it. And I think that's what they're trying to bring through here. that you have these gifts for a reason. And we have to learn to trust these gifts that we've been given. Ask for confirmation. If you're not sure of the visions that you're receiving, if you're not sure of the information that's coming through, if there's doubt, ask for confirmation. Ask them. Your spirit team or whoever it is that assists you with your gifts. And if you don't have anyone, maybe it's time to call someone in. Even if it's your higher self, your soul, ask them to assist, to step in, to give you what you need to move forward with your beautiful gifts. But I know from all the beautiful experiences I've had that sometimes the fear that comes up is my fear. You know, and the doubts, and when I feel attacked, all of that. It's because it's inside of you. It's something that's sitting inside of you. A doubt, a worry, a fear. And Spirit is just trying to get it out, to free you from that you may use your beautiful gifts the way you were meant to use them. You know? Trusting that you have everything you need. The support, the love, everything you need will be given to you. We just have to trust the process, trust the path that we're on. Ask at every point. This is what we do when we wake up. I wake up in the morning and it's the first thing in my head. How can I serve today? What is the next step? What do you want me to do? And then I listen. And I'm always guided, and so are you, always guided. We are always guided by Spirit, whether it's in someone that's making us feel like we're being attacked, someone that's making us feel that our gifts are useless, that our gifts don't work, that our gifts aren't real. If all of this is coming up for you, it's because it's inside you. These are fears that are inside of you that aren't allowing you to use your beautiful gifts. They're holding you back. Why? Because when fear shows up, fear is there to keep you safe, to keep you from being harmed. Fear is there to protect you in every moment, my beautiful beings. Always. So sit with your fear and feel into why you don't feel safe. Has something happened perhaps in your childhood? Or when your gifts began to emerge? Did something happen? You felt ridiculed, you felt humiliated. Look at Jesus, look at what he had to go through before he was crucified. Because of his beautiful gifts. And the other thing that was coming through this morning as I was having my first cup of coffee, I was thinking of Jesus and I was thinking of Buddha and all the beautiful beings that have been here with incredible, incredible gifts. And they came forward and they went through what they went through. Some of them went through quite a lot of pain. But they did it anyway because they wanted us to know that this is what is possible. They didn't go through all of that for us to put them up on a pedestal as saints, as martyrs, as these incredible beings that are unattainable. No. Jesus was telling me this morning, We came here to be all of this, that you may know that this is possible for you. These miracles that he performed, you have this inside of you. You have this gift lying dormant, waiting for you to wake up. You have these incredible gifts inside of you. They just came to show us what is possible. And that's not even all of it. When we see it in others, when we see what others can do, we know there's a little door that opens up inside of us that this is possible for us. If we believe it's possible for them, it's possible for us. And sometimes we give our power over to that being. You know, many times when I think of healing within myself, I call in Jesus and I give him that power, that he can heal anything in me, because I love him that much. But that power that we give to that being is inside of us. Spirit is inside of us. God is inside of us. Just as God was inside of Jesus, is still inside of Jesus, but when he was here in human form, everything that was inside of Jesus, everything that he was, you have that too. It wasn't limited to him. It wasn't just given to him by Spirit. And Spirit said, you are capable of doing all of these things, but all these other humans that will come after you, they do not have this power. I only give it to you. No. We all have the same inside. The same energy, the same abilities. They are in all of us. Whether we give this power to another being and we believe in this being with all our hearts, that they can heal us, they can do whatever it is that we need them to do. Yes, we can hand over this power, and our belief in this being, if it is strong enough, if our faith in them is strong enough, it can be done through that being. But know in your heart that it is all spirit. Jesus is spirit. Buddha is spirit. Krishna is spirit. You are spirit and you have the same. The same power is inside of you. So, my beautiful beings, with this knowledge, what will you do? The difference with those beautiful beings is they trusted. They trusted in spirit. They trusted in their path. They pushed past their fears and they walked their path, knowing this is what they were meant to do. They followed their guidance. But trust and faith, we rely on this in every moment to get us through. And courage. Can you imagine the courage that Jesus needed to get him through those last few days, knowing what was coming? They are not asking you for the same sacrifice. They are asking you to trust. They are asking you to have faith in your journey, in your path, in your gifts, and to move forward in that space with love, knowing that you are supported. knowing that Spirit has you and that you will be given everything that you need for your path, for your journey, in every moment, always. My beautiful beings, always. We love you dearly. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.